Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart, and Bitcoin back or still below 40k. I think that number here on Fiat Leaks is actually not true. It's actually still around 39 point. Oh, there it's just updated 39.3. I don't know exactly where they get this number from, but on Binance it is around 39.15 at the moment. So let's take a look at the crypto market. Generally, we can see that the market is sideways, continues to move just sideways. I know it's an incredibly boring weekend, but that is what we need to prepare for every weekend, because there can be manipulation, and we've seen that in the last weekends, or there can be, you know, just some news create a lot of volatility, because generally the volume is fairly low on a weekend. This weekend seems to be a very quiet one, and bear in mind, most institutional investors, they are just in the weekend. What is noteworthy is that Pump of Gala made a video a few hours ago and talked about here a formation out of which you could break out, and if that breakout happens, then yeah, we talked about the price target, so check out that video. But overall, other than Gala, you don't really see, and Monero I think I saw, you don't really see a lot happen at the moment. And nevertheless, I keep you updated because I know that is what a lot of people still want, yeah, get a daily dose of Bitcoin and crypto. So here on prices come from Bitstamp, price sitting here at 39.15. So maybe I can just update that. I'm not sure, it seems frozen for some reason. Binance 39.2, Bitstamp, yeah, 39.15, whatever. Maybe it's not up to date, I don't know. But there are small variances between different exchanges anyway. But overall, really, so still my primary expectation, of course, remains that we are going to go here into this yellow target area to between 20 and 29k. This is the primary expectation, to break out of that descending triangle to the downside into this yellow target area. The alternative has been to go first above 46.5k, break above that level, do the retest, move into this green area here, and everything is based on the Fibonacci ratios, the Fibonacci numbers of that wave count, and then we are coming down here into the yellow target area. So it is a clear scenario, and two clear scenarios where we are both ending in both scenarios in this yellow area. Now, because mostly nothing is happening here in the market currently, and because I did explain these scenarios in detail in previous videos, I just want to take a glimpse at the imminent price moves here on the chart, because Bitcoin is really just hovering sideways. It looks like the market is waiting for something. Could be the opening of the US markets, could be the opening of the futures. Yeah, it is really just moving sideways. You call that sometimes a triangle pattern, but in the end it's just moving sideways. And what is always useful in these moments is either to use just the Bollinger Bands, and we can do that, and also to use the Bollinger Bands width indicator just to get an idea of how low and how tight are actually those Bollinger Bands. And the Bollinger Bands are basically just these bands surrounding the price, and the less volatile the price is, the more they get squeezed as well. And as they get squeezed and the price then breaks into one of these bands, the probability is high that the price breaks into one of these directions, yeah. So we had that before. Whenever you have typically, and this is only the 1 hour chart at the moment, but here typically when you get these squeezed like that, and at the moment the Bollinger Bands width is at a similar level, then you get quite a bit of volatility, yeah. And we can expect here some volatility, I think, shortly, because it can't go on like that forever. You typically get, when the Bollinger Bands get that squeezed like here, 20th of February, then you get that movement, yeah, because they really get squeezed. And you also have this moving average in the middle, and then it depends on which side of that moving average really the price is. And if it is on one side of the moving average, then you can also see or already estimate where that price will be heading. So here, for example, 6th of February that was, we were above that orange line here, and the price did in the end break out of that Bollinger Band, of those Bollinger Bands to the upside, okay, because we were holding above that orange line. Now we're at a similar level in terms of the Bollinger Band width as we were back then, just even lower. Just take a look here, and this is the 1 hour chart only, but just take a look that this down here is the Bollinger Band width indicator. Is a bit more subjective than the Bollinger Band indicator. It gives you a better feel for how squeezed are the Bollinger Bands, and we're currently here at a level which is as low as it was the last time on the 20th of February. Yeah, that was very low back then as well. Bear in mind, it's only the 1 hour chart. And here on the around the area of the 6th and the 7th of February, what I just told you, where we had this pump all the way up to 45.5. Now, this doesn't mean we need to go up, right? That's what I want to just confirm. It just means that you get some movement, and we are currently holding actually above this orange line, which would, if it's holding, of course, indicate that it's likely to go here to the upside, especially as there was a bit of a fake out to the downside, and that did not materialize in a breaking or increased volatility. So the price actually snapped back into the Bollinger Bands. Okay. So looking at the 4 hour chart, you can also see how the Bollinger Band's width is very close to a historic low. I mean, the last time we were here was the 16th of February. Yeah, so we had a similar low then. So we're not there yet, but even that back then was really low, really low. You would struggle to find another time here when you were that low as you were on the, which day was it? No, the 14th of February. So just let's take a look. And of course, the Bollinger Band width will vary on the different time frames, but here you can see it on the 4 hour chart here how squeezed it was, and that was also when you had significant volatility following. Yeah, so we can prepare here for something. You can see that on the 4 hour chart that it was actually still quite wide until it now is squeezing down. Yeah, you can see it, and that is why probably also here you didn't really get any significant move here, because it has not had a chance on the 4 hour to really get squeezed and get smaller. Sure, on the 8 hour chart they are still fairly wide. Yes, they are. You can see that here. Yeah, but they also typically don't get that narrow anyway. But still, it's still wider than it typically was here before you saw volatility, okay, on the 8 hour chart. And on the daily, it would be even wider. There you go. All right, because you had in this current triangle in which we are, in this ascending triangle, you had quite a bit of volatility, and that keeps those Bollinger Bands generally quite wide. All right, so don't forget we had the volatility already here. And yeah, and we're currently here still below this resistance level, which is at 39.7k, here that red resistance line. If we break that, you can see that just by looking at the chart. Last time that happened, we broke that. We moved up straight away to 42.5k. Again, this is that range in which there is not much support or resistance. In the last few times, we did just go through here straight away, and then if we break above 42 and a half, then you can easily get to 44.5, 45.5. But that is not my primary expectation. My primary expectation remains that we break to the downside of this ascending triangle and then get closer towards the target area, towards my yellow target range between 20 and 29k. So Bitcoin really just doesn't really move. Still actually wanted to give you that update. I think if we don't see any movement today, it should be tomorrow when markets open, or later today when the future markets open. That will be interesting, especially the Bitcoin futures as well. All right, and that is my view here on Bitcoin at the moment. Hopefully you still like the update despite not a lot of movement. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. There will be a live stream later today for channel members, as always on Sunday. And yeah, if you really like the content, maybe check out the channel membership, where you can also get access to the Discord server, where there's also a little bit of a learning platform. Then you get to access my buy and sell orders, the chat on Discord as well, different channels, and the Telegram live chat as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.